everybody. I'm back at it again. A friend of mine, her daughter, Alexis Porter, she she posted something the other day, and it was a question. And she basically said, "How do you forgive someone who has hurt and betrayed you?" And man, that was such a loaded question, and of course my mind was running a lot of different ways in order to respond to that. And some of the responses that were given out there were, they were excellent. It says, to forgive not 7 times, but 7 times 70. And then somebody else said something about, if God can forgive you, why can't you forgive somebody else? And, absolute 100% on the money with that. But my mind, it thinks so differently, because in order to get to the point where you need to forgive somebody, that means you need to be angry with them. And the definition of to forgive is to stop being angry or resentful to somebody. So for somebody to make you angry, it's usually this one category that we have for people: family and friends. Those are the people that are closest to us, and what they tell us and what they give us and what they show us seems a little more sentimental than a total stranger. A total stranger come out, walk up to you, "Oh, you so ugly," and you just blow it off. But let your mom or dad or your sister or brother or aunt or cousin or best friend or homeboy or homegirl, let them tell you you ugly, and you take it a certain kind of way. But have we put those people in the right category? People consider family and friends a category. There's 2 categories that I put people in now, and I'll touch on that here in a little bit. But going back to the kind of people that hurt you is usually the people that are close to you. So I looked up some statistics, and one of the things that just jumped out at me that I looked up, 80%, and this is real deep now. This is like really going real deep, but the overall concept is the same. 80% of everybody that has been murdered was murdered by a family or a friend. Only 20% was murdered by strangers. 80% of people that have been murdered were murdered by family and friends. Only 20% was by strangers. I had an aunt that she was murdered by her husband. So what does that tell you about family and friends? They're actually more dangerous than strangers, but we hold them to a higher standard because they're supposed to be family. So going back to what I was talking about, those 2 categories I have now, because and this is part of the add, subtract, multiply, and divide. You have people that add and multiply in your life, keep them around. The ones that subtract and divide, get rid of them. But these 2 categories it's the best 2 I've ever came up with: sinner and non-sinner. So when you put people in that type of category, sinner and non-sinner, there was only Jesus Christ, non-sinner, sinners, everybody else. Now, the fact that these people made you mad is the second thing I want to talk about, is because, let's do this. So if a tiger is in the wild and it attacks somebody, do you forgive the tiger for attacking somebody? If there's a snake and it's slithering around and you step on it and it bites you, do you get mad at the snake for being a snake? Should you get mad at a liar for being a liar? A cheat for being a cheat? A person that just always takes and never gives, do you get mad at them for being who they are? And the thing about it is, if they're family or friends, and this is basically what we're talking about, you've known they do that. they've been doing it, but guess what? They just hadn't done it to you yet. Because you felt like, I'm family, I'm friend, they're not gonna do it to me, but you've watched them for how long doing it to other people. And the expectation, because you were a family or friend, they weren't gonna do it to you. So how do you get mad? You don't get mad at a tiger for being a tiger, a snake for being a snake. Don't get mad at a sinner for being a sinner, because that's the category everybody is in. A sinner is gonna do sinful things. Expect it. And once you have that mindset, and that's the mindset I have, nothing surprises you. So there's no reason to get mad, because a sinner is gonna be a sinner and they're gonna do sinful things. So that whole thing about forgiveness, early on, I get it. But once you put in some time, put in some work, and you put people in those two categories, nothing should ever surprise you again. A sinner is gonna be a sinner and they're gonna do sinful things, and there ain't no use getting mad about it, because now you expect it. And it don't matter if it's family, friends, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, cousin, whatever. That should be the expectation. So to forgive, you don't need to, because you're not going to get angry and you're not going to be resentful, because you know they're a sinner. Morning motivation, more to come.